Hey guys, I'm back with my third process video, and these are just some products that I'm pulled out to use for this. That is the back side of a Tim Holtz Resist paper pad, and I just wanted to use the craft side, so I just flipped it over. These are three 4x6 pictures that I'm using, and I had those printed up at like a store. I didn't print them out at home, and I'm just trimming those two down to 4x6. So I'm just kind of playing with it. I struggle a little bit with scrapbooking three pictures on a page, so this is going to be a bit different for me, but I made it work, I think. So I'm just flipping through that DIY paper pad right there, and I'm going to use this distressed black piece of paper, and it just says today over and over and over on it in like a cream. So I'm just measuring out how much I want to use, and I'm going to put that in the middle of the page. I'm just using my Tim Holtz ruler right there to center it a bit. I'm not the best at eyeballing things all the time, so that is a Heidi Swap kind of embellishment pack. Those are some Polaroids that I'm going to use for the 4x4 pictures, and I didn't plan on using those at first. I just took that pack out for there's some rub-ons in it, but I liked those Polaroids, so I'm just trimming the pictures down to fit inside of them, and I like how that looks. So, and I'm gonna have those pictures be a little bit askew up there. So I didn't know there were some labels on the back part of that. I had never taken it out of the package like that. So I thought about maybe using one, but then I didn't. But I am going to use this rub on, and I believe it says super sweet. Yes, and I'm just using the end of my paintbrush there to rub that onto the Polaroid. So these were pictures from Valentine's Day. I came home to this nice treat, a hot bath and a gift basket, and little I love you and rose petals, so that was sweet. So I'm going to use this piece of paper right here to mat that 4x6 photo. I wanted something red to stand out against the craft and the black there. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh yes, I did pull out Engraver by Prima just for the darker colors, but I'm not going to end up using anything from that pad. I thought about maybe trying to put that in there, but I decided against it. So I'm thinking about it though. I like the words on it, the love and the memories, but I decide not to. So this is the DIY 6x6 pad, and I like that diagonal right there, so I'm going to end up using that. And even though it's the same colors as that black piece of paper in the middle, it's such a bolder pattern that it does work, I think. So now I'm taking out the DCWV 6x6 burlap stack, and I'm going to use a piece of that on the side there. I like to add a bit of a vertical piece when I'm layering, just to kind of even things out. But I didn't want anything too bold, but something that would stand out, in the texture of this burlap made it stand out. So I just cut that bottom into a fishtail, and I'm going to cut a little strip off to put up there by that other piece of DIY paper, the diagonal paper. So now I'm just kind of fussing around with things, and it wasn't looking quite right to me up there, so I trimmed that paper down to try to make it match the burlap width a little bit. And now I think I'm off to find a punch, because I thought, well, maybe I'll punch that strip of paper and use it. So I pull out this Martha Stewart. Uh, it's like a scallop with holes in it, like a doily scallop, maybe it's called. I don't know what it's called. I didn't say the labels. And I punched that out, and I'm going to try to use that up there. Um, okay, I'm going to cut that into a fishtail banner now to kind of mimic the other burlap panel. And I'm just straightening up a bit, I think. Okay, so these are some color box metal pieces. And I did think about using that wooden key, because there's one that says key to my heart on there, but I couldn't make that wood key work. So that's not going to make it on the layout, nor is that Key to My Heart, but I am going to use a different metal plate. And the other one, I believe, says something about love. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. This is why love, or this is what love is, maybe. So I'm just kind of gluing things together, and I'm using some Beacon 3-in-1 to glue that burlap on there because I wasn't sure if my ATG would hold it. So now I am gluing them into the frames, and I'm going to use a little bit of mono multi on that part to kind of hold that down. And I'm going to do the same to this one too. Put those down. Just trim off a little bit of excess. And now these cut aparts right here, they were a 12 by 12 sheet, and it is by Canvas Corp, I believe. And I just got that at a local scrapbooking store by where I live. And so I'm just kind of playing around with those. I had gotten those close to Valentine's Day. And so I'm going to cut this some more into a little fishtail banner, and I know I want that to go on my picture down there, and I'm going to use that spot for journaling. I'm just trying to find it somewhere to rest right now, and that is indeed where it is going to be. So I felt like it wasn't popping out enough, like it needed something behind it. So I played around with this piece, but later on I'm going to take it out. So yes, so I took it out there, and I'm fussing and fussing and fussing. I didn't end up liking that scallop punch, so I just used the strip that I cut off in the beginning of it to make it a little thinner, and use that. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this to that little cluster down there, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher and put 3 staples in that fishtail banner that says more. And now I'm going to attach these 2 Polaroids together. There usually comes a point when it's just like things are just everywhere, so I have to start gluing some pieces together so I have bigger elements to move around. So now I'm just using some American Crafts like hemp cord. I think it's called, I mean, it's twine to me, but to loop through that metal plate on that other picture, and I'm just going to secure it with some washi tape back there. Keep it in place. So I like how that looks, and I'm going to ATG these on. I put it on the wrong side at first, so I just peeled it back up, rubbed it with my fingers till it came off, and then I'm going to glue those down up there, and flip my paper. Or oh, I am gonna nope. I am gonna flip it over and cut that off, and then I'm going to adhere this bigger piece in the middle. So I'm just trying to make sure that's even on both sides, and it was good enough for me. So I'm going to glue down my pictures now with the clusteries around them. Clusteries, I don't know if that's a word. But that top picture, I wanted it to kind of overlap that burlap banner on the one on the right of the top two. So those are some Maya Road rub-ons, and I thought about using some of those, but I don't. And then this is the Allison Craft Everyday Eclectic by Echo Park, and I am going to use that border sticker right there with the arrows on it. And I'm going to put that on either side of that DIY shop paper in the middle. And I'm going to have the arrows pointing inwards on each one towards the pictures. And I'm just looking what else on the sticker sheet. I thought maybe about that arrow, but it was just too white, the outside. So I'm just going to use this little tiny red heart next to the super sweet. And looking at those rub-ons again, but no. And this is some My Mind's Eye Lost and Found chipboard. And I like that heart there. It's the right colors. It says adore. It has some cute florals on it. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to take out, I believe, another heart. Yes, this glitter heart. And I'm going to overlap those. And I start struggling a bit here because I don't want to take that whole chipboard out of that plastic because the glitter gets everywhere. So I'm trying to peel them out while they're in the plastic. But I also wanted to keep the backing on them so I can move them around. And it started to become a mess. See. So those are two tickets off that chipboard sheet, and trying to replace the backing that's peeling off everywhere in there. So I'm going to use those two tickets, one by the 4x6 and one by the two 4x4s up there. And so I just peeled off a little piece of this backing to adhere it to that heart because I want them to overlap, but I also wanted to still be able to move it around. I was just shaking off the glitter off my layout. And so these are some stickers I got, I believe at Michael's for Valentine's Day clearance or something like that. And so I wanted to put that V-Day on there because it was Valentine's Day. So I'm going to layer that with that ticket down there and looking at something else, but nothing else I wanted to put on there. So I thought about using some of these tags. Those are by Jolie's Boutique. But the charms on them are like a brassy color, and that plate on that picture is silver. So that's a Dear Lizzie tag, but I ended up using that. And then I remembered I had pulled out these doilies, and these are Maya Road, and they're a craft with black. So I figured that would work perfect. And I thought about cutting a piece off of that romance novel cut apart sheet I have, but I don't. And these are some fancy pants. I believe it's from Memories Captured, flares, and that one just says happy, and it's gonna end up there. So it kind of reads happy ticket, ticket to happiness, a hot bath after work. So I'm going to use this washi that I used in a couple videos ago, and I just love that washi. So I'm going to put it under there to kind of connect the two clusters. And then I thought about using under the other one, but it didn't work. So then this is some or I'm sorry, it's not American Crafts. That is Recollections glitter tape. And so I'm going to cut that into a fishtail banner, and that will be the third one on the layout. And I'm going to put it under there, under that Polaroid. I had a hard time getting that backing off. So that's on there. And now I'm going to start putting stuff down, and I'm going to pop that smaller doily up on, I think, some pop dots because these are thicker than the foam tape I use, and I wanted it to have a lot of dimension. So, and then I decide I want to bring some more red in down there, but no, didn't look good. But oh, I liked it there, so I'm going to use it there. And I also liked this on the layout too because of that heart with the glitter stripes in it. It really matches well and kind of brings all of that together as well. So now I'm gonna put this down, and I'm gonna put some phone tape on one side because otherwise it wouldn't sit right on those Polaroids because one is overlapping. And then I'm using glue dots to put that down. But then I realize I need some foam tape on one side also because of the chipboard ticket that's now there. And I'm going to put this down, and I needed foam tape on that side, but I take the backing off first. So that's going to go there, and then I'm going to layer these together in that bottom right corner. So I like how that turned out. So I'm just going to trim off all the excess tape and stuff that's overhanging the sides. And I think now I went to go get some letter stickers. Yes, these are Thickers by Dear Lizzie and October Afternoon Sticky Keys in red and cream and black. And I'm going to use those sticky keys to spell out what a lovely. At first, it's just what a, because I was going to use a different sticker for the lovely part. I started it, and then I'm like, let me try a different sticker. So I pull out these label stickers by Tim Holtz, and I put the L down, and I said, oh my goodness, no, they're too little. That was fast. You couldn't really even see it. So then I end up doing the lovely in these also. I'm going to cut that out so I can move it around a bit. And now I'm going to spell out surprise with these Dear Lizzie Lark thickers in black. And there's Olivia making a guest appearance. And I honestly, I swear I am not like, um, you know, a ditz or anything, but I was having the hardest time spelling surprise. Like, I don't know what it was. I mean, I know how to spell surprise, but it's just one of those things where I'm more of like a writer speller, so sometimes I have a hard time with thickers because I'm not writing it, and often I have to write it down again or check on my phone to see it in a regular font or handwriting to make sure it's right. So yeah, it's still not right here, but I will spell it correctly because I do notice something is just not right with this word. So I'm just laying that down over there. I've decided to put the title over there, and I'm going to put the surprise resting there. And I just glued that corner down because it was lifted a little bit. There wasn't any ATG there, and I wanted my title to sit flat. So now I'm going to put the lovely and now I'm going to put what and right there. So it's a small title, but I like it. It came out good, I think. So I'm just going to put my thickers in back in the package, and the dot of the I kind of got lost under the L in Lovely, the second one, but I just left it. I was kind of tired of fussing. I fussed a lot. So this is just a Faber-Castell Pitt pen in the super fine size, and I'm just doing my journaling on that card down there, and I just drew three little hearts because there was some extra space. And now I'm going to look through some stamps that I keep just right on my desk. My other stamps are a little, they're out of arm's reach, but these ones I keep because they're ones that I would most commonly stamp out on a layout. They're just kind of generic stamps that would fit lots of different layouts. So, and now I'm thinking about using some Inca Gold in like I think it's like a graphite. I don't know the name of it. It might be graphite, but it's a graphite color. But I decide not to, and then I pull out these studs that I had gotten from Michael's from the $2 bin, and they're triangles, and I'm using some black ones. And at first I pierce a hole because I'm thinking of brads, but then I remember they're not brads and they have three little prongs. And so I just push them through. They're very sharp. And then I flip my paper over and I just use a pair of scissors to push the prongs down. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see me push them in. And then over there in the corner, I'm going to do that one. And then I just put washi over them so they don't snag on any. So now I'm going to take some Heidi Swapp in the black, the color Shine, and I'm going to try to find something to cover these pictures up with. I'm just going to splatter in the two corners. Just needed something. I don't know. And those corners were so bare. So I'm doing that and I'm wiping out my mat. And this is how I store my enamel dots. I just put them on a ring. And so I'm just placing some of these Prima Anna Marie heart enamel shapes. And then these are some Recollections black enamel dots. So I'm just putting some of those down. And then I'm using some of these like bling stick gems. And they're in like a clear grayish color. And I'm going to put a couple of those down. And then I looked at my sequins, but I didn't have any black ones. So these are some close-ups. I'm trying to figure out how to do close-ups because I don't have a lot of room to do them. But that's about as good as it got this time for close-ups, and that's it.